Good morning, everyone. Nice to see you here with us today. We've got a couple things we're going to take care of today. First and foremost, we won the 270 awning from Ironman 4x4 at the Overland Adventure Summit in Kentucky a couple weeks ago, and it got here super fast, and it's a nice Saturday morning to be able to spend some time to get that on. But first, she's pretty dirty still, so we're going to give the truck a quick wash so it looks nice for the camera, and it's always better to have a clean truck when you're installing new parts. And then we'll walk you through what we have to do to install it and do a little overview of the awning once it's on. Remember, we start at the top, do everything all the way at the top, and then just keep going all the way down, okay? And that way you need the dirt and stuff. As you scrub, it goes down with all the soap. Whoops. Yeah, it's a big road trip, 2,500 miles to Kentucky and back. Great job. You gotta get in the little curves here, just like up in here. The brush, the flat, big brush thing doesn't get that area. Oh, we got a quick wash on the truck done and quick dry, nothing too crazy, just enough to get the mud and dirt from the last road trip and picking the kids up at summer camp off. Now let's work on unboxing that awning and see what we got for hardware and what the whole package looks like. All right, folks, let's see what we got here. It's two different boxes. First, you have what looks like to be the brackets for the driver's side 270 awning. And then if we come over to here, we can see we've got the big awning. And right here, we've got a nice little thing that says for the instruction manual. Let's go to that QR code. So let's get that link going. And there we go. We got the instructions in a really nice PDF, a parts list, and what looks like the instructions on how to set it up. So let's start comparing parts to the parts list first. Well, that's nice. The bag has some instructions right on it, and it looks like it's a storage bag. Let's see. That it's all really nicely labeled too. It looks like you've got your lights that are going to attach to the arms. Looks like your pocket for your guy wire, and then a pocket for stakes. But it feels like, yep. They also include the mounting hardware in that stake pocket. Some ropes, which look like they're the ones to help secure the awning when it's open. That's nice. First time I've ever seen a install kit come with a wrench that is actually a ratcheting wrench instead of just a super cheap little IKEA throwaway style. So that's really nice. And then those are just regular tent stakes. And then it looks like we've got 3 brackets that are nice big size. We'll see how they line up with the holes in the CBI rack. I have a feeling I might need to switch out hardware because the rack does not have the hardware sit flush with it. They're little button heads that stick up above the rack, so I may need to source some new hardware that's long enough to go through here and the rack holes, and hopefully they line up enough that we can make that work. Otherwise we'll be modifying either these or the rack. The rack will be a lot easier to drill if we need to move a hole location than these really thick pieces. And you see that's definitely 1/4 inch plus thick steel, it feels like. So that's really high quality, not going to bend on you there. But, let's go see what other hardware we have. So you can see once we've got the hardware out, we've got the 3 brackets. We've got 2 bolts per bracket that look like they're going to slide into the back of the awning once we open that up. A bunch of U-bolts, which I don't think I'm going to be using since I don't have any of the tube-shaped racks like a Yakima or anything like that. It's just flat steel. And it comes with 3 of these stainless bolts, and then I haven't counted, but I'm guessing enough washers, lock washers, and nylock nuts for all of that. But I'm going to likely need to source more than just 3 or 6 bolts, because I feel more comfortable having more than just 2 per bracket holding it on. And so we'll look at that once we get up there. Let's pop open the box for the awning though and make sure we don't have anything extra hiding in there real quick. All right, we got the box opened up and ready to go. Let's take a look at it. It's got some nice foam protecting it. Got a nice rubberized logo we'll show you a detail on in a second. No other hardware that I was missing, which is kind of the main thing I was looking for. But we can see that there's a nice big thick aluminum back here. It's got nice Velcro access to be able to get those bolts in, and I'm guessing if we pull those rubber stoppers out that these bolts should be able to slide. You know what? Nope, those ones don't fit in there. You're going to have to use the regular hex bolts for it. And these may be backer nuts for the brackets. They got that backwards, so it's good to know they've got the backer nuts on it. These are actually, the hex bolts are for here, and they fit perfectly in that channel. I'm gonna go look at some of the mounting options we have now for getting all this hardware together. All right, everybody, I've been fiddling with this for a little bit, and kind of like I was afraid of, the holes don't perfectly line up. Each one has 4 holes holding it down, and if I can brace myself, as you can see, I can get 2 to line up, and then these 2 don't line up. I'm gonna go to Home Depot because these are too short, the ones that it came with for the rack. There's basically no thread showing at the bottom, so I'm gonna see if I can find the same size bolt so I can just get longer ones without needing a whole bunch of new washers and everything. So I think these are gonna work. I'm hoping they're not too short. They're 1 inch and these are 3/4, so it's hard to see, but I do get a little bit more length out of it.
That's what she said.
And it was just barely not sticking through before, so they don't have any 1.5 inch, I'd go with that. So I think the inch is gonna work for now and at least hold everything together, and if I need to later switch to 1.5 inch, I can find some and I can get them that way. All right guys, it's day 2 now. Went yesterday and got the bolts that I was gonna need that were a little bit longer. By the time I got back, it was lunchtime with the kiddos and everything, and it was already getting crazy hot with no cloud cover here in Central Texas. So pushed it for the next day to be able to do it in the morning, because if you didn't notice earlier, definitely wore 2 different hats yesterday. It was a 2 hat day project for sweat level. They both dried out. We'll see if we end up having to burn through 2 of them today to get it done. But right now we're about to mount the first bracket up, and then we're gonna get ready to drill the extra holes, and you'll see the pattern that we're gonna kind of drill to make it fit this right with the CBI rack. You can just barely make out where the factory holes in this rack would be, right around here and here. So I'm just gonna come mark a little bit farther over with a center punch and try and keep them lined up with these bolts. I may have to move it up and down just a little bit to not hit that old hole that's already there. And then we'll drill those through and use the other long bolts, so we'll get at least 4 bolts. So first thing we're gonna find about where I want my holes to be. Trying to hold this, there's a little bit of play, so I'm gonna hold the bracket lined up how I want it. Center punch it. A couple times to give it somewhere to bite into, and we'll do the same on this one. And we're doing 2 sizes. I've got a pretty small bit to start with. I didn't see the size that I went with for the starting one. And then I've got a 5/16 bit that's the screw size, so we'll do that for the step up. So let's see how it goes. Pretty good. I am gonna go get some cutting fluid actually now that I think about it, just to give that bit a little bit of lubrication.
Hey, that's what she said.
Back with some Tap Magic cutting fluid. As a man of many hobbies, I've got a wood shop and a little bit of a metal shop in the garage, so cutting fluid really does help. And just let your drill bit go slow and let the bit work. Don't try and force it. That's when you end up breaking bits, especially the smaller bits going through steel. You can break them pretty easy. Now before I drill the final one, I am going to take these screws out and get the bracket out of the way so it's not going to get torn up by the bigger bit or anything like that, and it'll just make it a little bit easier to access with the bigger bit. We can let that one cut without worrying about it hitting the bracket at all. Well, let's see how this goes. And we'll just test fit these real quick. They fit really good.
And insert super friendly, talkative neighbor right about now.
Good morning, how are you today?
Fantastic. I always love that letter.
Yeah?
The little giant, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I still have the Warner. I love him so much. But this takes it to the next level. It's really light.
Oh yeah, super.
And it's stable and
Yep, super handy.
Wilson, swallow a pigeon?
No, Tim, I'm ululating.
I didn't know men could do that.
It's good to talk to you, Tim. We'll see you around. Whoops. Hope we have another 5/16 bit. A little too much of an angle there and broke that bit. What I say about drilling straight and making sure you don't break any bits. That's all right, nothing some pliers can't fix. You jammed up in there pretty good. You did a good job here. There it is. Don't twist your bits too much while you're trying to go through multiple layers. You'll regret it. I'm gonna try and ream it with this one just a little bit if we can do it without twisting this bit too much. Do it nice and slow. And then I'm gonna actually just come up from the bottom here.
That's what she said.
To finish out that hole, make sure it's nice and clear. All right, so we're about on hat 2 because it got real hot real quick, but we've got all 3 brackets up there. 1, 2, 3. Now it's time to try and pull the awning out and see if we can get it up on top. Now we get our 6 mounting screws into the track. So far it looks pretty simple. You've got this Velcro that covers the end caps. And then you've got little rubber plugs that keep the bolts from sliding out once you've got them in. So we're gonna try and do this one-handed. You get 3 on the top. 3 on the top. We'll spread them out here in a minute. Put the little rubber plug back in. Get that little rubber plug out. 1, 2, 3. Before you do this, if you're gonna try and do it by yourself, I recommend getting at least some of the hardware that you're gonna need close by and ready to go for at least one side. At least one screw to help get it on, if not a couple of them. So it comes with locking washers, flat washers, and nylock nuts, and we're going to use all of it just to make sure it stays on. And I've got it all right here, nice and easy to get to, and it's in a little bowl so it won't roll away from me. So I think I'm going to use the ladder and see if I can get it close enough to the truck to help support there. And we'll see if that's able to support it all right. And it's not too heavy, it's just more the awkward length of it.
That's what she said.
Oh, no, not that. Just come on, you guys, let's do it.
Than the actual weight. I'll try and get those roughly where they're supposed to go. And once it's on, we'll work on centering it, but I don't think I can get that ladder quite close enough to the truck. So I'm gonna rethink my idea here. And I bet I could put it on the other end and line it up a little bit better. Then here. Let's see if that'll work now. Not quite. This is my thinking face because I'm going to solve this problem.
A few minutes later.
So the first thing I did was attach the screws to the middle bracket so that it would hold it in place and I could end up pivoting on either side. Once those middle ones are attached, I was able to flex it some and get it to get on the correct side of all the brackets and get those screws in place.
No. The nut drop. There it is. Hit it when I drop my nuts.
Just a little bit of maneuvering the awning here, trying to get the screws to line up in the bracket holes. When the middle one and the far one are already tightened down just a little bit, it has to flex just enough to be able to get that front screw to line up with its holes, but we were able to get it to work eventually.
Haha, got all of them started. I will not be defeated today.
So what I'm going to do here is first I'm going to tighten the awning to the brackets, then I'm going to go loosen the brackets from the rack so that they can sit flush against the awning, and then I'll retighten the brackets down to the rack so everything will be nice and square and it'll be able to tighten up super even without anything being gapped or flexed weird or anything like that.
Alright, we've got it all with lock washers and lock nuts and everything, and it can still slide somewhat. We got to loosen up one of them a little bit, and we'll kind of see where this needs to line up for it to open properly. But I'm going to put a few things away so there's more room on the truck bed and room to open the awning, and then we'll worry about final positioning then. There is a little grommet over here for your line. And now I just got to figure out where a good spot to attach it's going to be for me. And has this nice easy ratcheting release for it. Let's see if I can. Is that going to be too tight of an angle, do we think, to pull back this way? I think it'll be all right. And there we go. So to start off, this is the ratchet mechanism that they include. You can see there's a little release here. It's probably under tension, so hard to do one-handed right now, but you pop that and it'll release it. There you go. So I was pushing the wrong way. Push it towards the hook. So a nice simple ratchet. When you want to tighten your awning up, you just hook it up, and we're going to take a quick snack break because Kate was kind enough to bring snacks. What do we got? We got some chocolate chips and marshmallows or some Skittles and marshmallows. I think I'm feeling chocolatey today, so I'm going to take some chocolate chips and marshmallows. Thank you, Peanut.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So sweet. It locks when you twist either way, so you have to hold both pieces, and it locks when you twist right or left, so the leg can come down, and then you could twist it to lock it in position. You can see there's some built-in LED lights, and the magnetic connection points for them are right there, one on each arm. Nice fabric here. It's all seam sealed. Oh, this is nice. I didn't realize it had one of these. It has this little reinforced patch, and you can put that leg up to help rain run off if you're thinking you're going to have rain. So that's pretty nice. Got some guy tie down points in between, and it does come with stakes and lanyards, but obviously I'm on concrete, so I'm not going to tie it down now, but you can do in between, and then each corner also has a lanyard right at each leg post. Looks like it's got Velcro for the wall kit, which I will probably get at some point. It seems pretty reasonably priced, but I'm going to use the canopy as is for a little while before I set up the wall kit and go. But yeah, even now it's getting pretty hot, and so just being able to have, oh, there we go. It's getting hot already, as you could probably tell by my sweat. I should be on hat 2, but I just wanted to finish and got to hat 1 is all. Yeah, with the blackout material, it's already providing a lot of shade for me just trying to mess with it in film here, and it definitely feels cooler, probably just because it's in the shade. But right now we're probably in the mid 80s already this morning at 10:20, so it's going to feel like it's over 90 right now, but it's definitely helping with the shade and everything, so pretty pleased with it. We'll see how easy it is to pack up here in a minute. Yeah, I got my little small Jackery, kind of the perfect size for just running lights or something like that, but like we showed earlier, the bag that it comes with is really well organized and labeled, and if you see right there, there's a little light symbol, so pardon me, one-handed. You pop that out, and let's take a look at our cord we've got. Looks like you've got a USB-A on one end. You've got your controls, plus, minus, and then M in the middle. Looks like it's the power button. Maybe that's a mode for different colors of lights. We'll test that out in just a second. And a quick connect pigtail on the other end of it. Fits. There's a little collar that holds it together so that, and it's waterproof, so you can plug it in and out. And then you've got your connectors that match up to the ones on the bottom of the arms we're showing you. So let's get these connected first. So if we come up here, the way the magnets are oriented, they're only going to go one way. So you can just work on making sure you get one into each leg. And then the last one goes up here. And we've got one on each leg. So let's plug it in. And let's see what we got. Let's try a power button. So you can see you've got power up and down. You've got like a bright white, a little bit more yellow, pretty yellow, and then off. Man, I couldn't be more happy. Seems like it's a really good product. Again, I won it in a raffle. I did pay for raffle tickets, but I didn't pay full price for it. They sent it to me while supporting the Overland Adventure Summit, which supported the Daniel Boone Backcountry Byway. So all the proceeds from that raffle went to a great cause, and I was very fortunate to win the awning of my choice. So I picked up the 270. I'd been looking for one for a while, and I'm really pleased for the quality. Everything seems to be, again, just an initial overview install. Really good material. I like the blackout and the lights and everything else on it. Great product. And for the price, I think it's pretty hard to beat. Retail is $800, and I know they have sales on Ironman 4x4 pretty frequently. This is a brand new product, so this one may not be on sale for a little bit, but I think it'd be worth giving a try for you. I'll try and link it down below as a recording. There's no affiliate links or anything like that, just to make it easier for you to find. I'll let you know if that changes in the future. I'll have something pop up in the bottom or in the description really well. Let's pack it up and see how easy that packs up and gets loaded up together.
Probably should have practiced putting this away first, but you can see real time. One of the legs pops off a little ball and socket joint, but it's really easy to snap back in there. All the legs fold up nice and easy, and then we can get on to the rest of packing up the awning.
A couple of the features before I finish packing up that I just noticed that I forgot to mention. They do have sail track on the bottom here, so it looks like if you wanted to have an accessory of some kind, I've seen different organizers that mount with sail track and things like that, you could probably slide that in and have it hanging off your tailgate. The kit that they give you for organizing everything does not have sail track, but does have some carabiners, so you could clip it somewhere if you needed to, or just keep it stored in your truck somewhere. But neat little addition if you want to have some sort of organizer or kitchen setup or something like that. I may look into something for that at some point.
Time to fold it up and then roll it up, and I kind of follow the fold lines that you can see from when it was shipped. It makes it easy to store. As you can see, I'm going to have a little bit of a struggle with finding these retention straps, and you just have to make sure they don't get stuck behind the awning when you're folding it up. Once you know to look for it, not a big deal, super easy to pack up. Just make sure those straps don't get stuck behind it.
Just a little tight in there. That's probably just the way I folded it. I'll practice and learn the right way to fold it to get all nested in, but there's plenty of room in it. You're not fighting the zipper the whole time or anything like that. So now you've got that all set. It's all packed up, and then you just have to secure your pull rope or ratcheting rope that they sent for the other side, and that'll just go right in the bag that it came in. Roll it up, and you can store it wherever you're gonna keep it. And then we're ready to go. Final thoughts. I think it's a really nice awning. It's my first experience one, so I don't really have anything to judge it against, but checks all the boxes I would have wanted for it. So pretty happy with it. I'm really stoked, really grateful for Ironman 4x4 for participating and having such an awesome raffle prize, and for Rob and Commonwealth 4x4 and all the other guys who helped put on the Overland Adventure Summit. It was a great event. Go watch Rob's video on it, Coddiwomple Overland's video, and there's a few others I'll link below. Their overview where they go through each vendor. I didn't do a great job of stopping by each vendor. It was my first event, so I was kind of soaking it all in. And I'll have my video on the event here soon. But go check out theirs. They had something like 130 overnight campers and then over 200 day passers come out for the whole event. They had some great classes from Morrison Off-Road Adventure, on recovery and things like that. Really good event, capped off with a raffle where all the proceeds benefited the Daniel Boone Backcountry Byway. So all in all, great time. Thanks again, Ironman and Fitz, for sending that out, and hope you like this overview of the awning.